Hello once again, good friends. Welcome new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail, working down the list of requested videos. I came to one that I had to put a little bit of effort and time into. I had to break it down into two sections. It's going to be a little lengthy. They wanted to see my chemical choice through the entire process of a detail and correction and protection. Absolutely everything. And I'll do that for you today. I will fulfill the request. So we're going to break it down. This is the first part right here. I'm going to cover all the chemicals I would pick in a normal day if needed. These are going to be a lot, especially if it's a car that needs a lot of care. And this is just for me in my environment here in the shop, my helpers and my son. It's going to be actually a totally different lineup. This is just what I prefer after testing many products in all categories across the board. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is a quick lineup, and I'm going to go through them all, of chemicals that I could introduce into one full detail from start to finish, from the time I pull it into the bay until it's curing, protected, and all finished up. And this is just me. It's subjective. Even here at the shop, my kid has a completely different lineup for what works for him. Just depending where you are and what you're doing, your lineup can be completely different, but it was requested to show what I use throughout the day. Sometimes just a few of these are introduced into the detail I'm doing for that day. Sometimes all of them are used. So another request was to follow up with the tools that I pull out during the day for a full detail, and I may follow this up with that video as well. Okay, we're going to break this down into groups, and it's going to be groups in order from what I do when the car pulls right into the bay all the way throughout the day. This may be different than some of you. I start out with the wheels, tires, and wheel well area, and for that I will use Power Clean, either one of the Eagle ones, and Biotech if needed. That is an acid wheel cleaner. We're going to break these down individually. Okay, when it comes to wheels and tires, no need to overthink it. Find the best buy, the best deal. Eagle One here has a few versions of their wheel cleaners. They have a wheel cleaner for all. They have one for aluminum, one for chrome, one for painted, and so on and so on. You can find an incredible deal for these. I use these on wheels that are not really badly soiled or contaminated. Wheels that don't need a lot of work to get them clean, just spray them on, agitate them, rinse, and move on. On the rare occasions you get a wheel where the brake dust is really baked on, the wheel hasn't been cleaned for years, I'm going to reach for the Biotech Super Acid Wheel Cleaner. This is a cleaner for chrome, metal, stain remover. It's industrial strength. It is an acid wheel cleaner, but I'll dilute this depending on what is bonded and baked on to the wheel, what condition it is, and it's all adjustable from there. You can get 16 ounces for $16.99, and this works incredibly well for me. Next up, for wheels that may have been coated, already protected, or just very lightly soiled with a little bit of brake dust, I'm going to use Power Clean, and I've featured this in a video or two. You can go check that out. I break that down, give you the price of all of the different sizes. And what I'm going to do with the Power Clean is I'm going to dilute it depending on how bad the wheels or tires or wheel wells are soiled. And sometimes it'll be 3 to 1, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, 20 to 1. And it does work well on the felted wheel wells as well as the plastic wheel wells, metal areas in and around the suspension in the wheel wells. Great on tires and excellent on wheels. On wheels, lightly soiled, already protected. I usually cut it 10, 20 to 1 and spray it on, agitate, rinse. Okay, the next group, from the wheels and the wheel wells, I personally go to the engine compartment if that is in the budget, in the package. And I'll use two products for that, and it's going to be the Power Clean here or Multi-X. You're going to see a common theme in and around any plastic trim or plastic parts on especially newer cars. They are really cheesy nowadays. They stain easily. They oxidize easily. These two are formulated, tested, and are safe around black, gray plastic trim or any plastic parts in around the vehicle, and especially in the engine compartment. So I'll use these two. A lightly soiled vehicle, it's going to be multi-X, diluted in many ways. You can check out that video. In a heavily soiled, it's going to be power clean, maybe even sometimes full strength in and around brake cylinder, reservoirs, power steering, and wherever it gets real greasy and grimy. Okay, so we just went over the power clean, so let's talk about the multi-X. That's another chemical I'll use in and around the engine compartment, again lightly soiled. You can get 16 ounces for $16.99. This could be diluted in many ways. I have a dedicated video on this one as well if you want to check it out. It can be used anywhere but is formulated to be careful and easy on the plastic trim in and around cars, interior and exterior. And that's very important to me here at the shop. It can be used as an auto wash, additive to kick it up a little bit, a prep, all-purpose cleaner. You can clean tires, wheels, again paint as in prep, and help break down traffic film. It's safe on chrome, aluminum, plastic, as I mentioned, glass, metal, fabric, and is just a fantastic overall product. Okay, the next group, and this group is going to be for where I go next. After the wheels, tires, wheel wells are finished, and the engine compartment is done, it's dressed or protected, I'm going to go to all the door jambs, the jambs in the trunk area or hatchback, depending on what it is. I like to work on all the areas that could drip out onto the painted surface before I get to the cleaning of the painted surfaces. So that's why I do the wheel wells, wheels, engine compartment, and all the door jambs and the sills first before I jump outside and continue on. And for the jams and the sills inside the trunk, it's going to be something easy like my rinseless washes here, and I'll get into these a little bit later when we get to the exterior. And it's going to be for those just a little dusty, and I'll use a rinseless wash. If maybe it's been sitting under a tree for a year and the sills are all caked up, I'll use a diluted multi-X for that area. So that takes care of that. Now we can jump to the outside of the car and get to working on traffic film and washing the car. The next category, the wash process, and that's broken into A and B. A for me right now at this point, rinseless. I'll be using either one of these two, DPC or American Detailer Garage Wipeout. And to treat traffic film, I'm going to break down Power Clean, dilute it, and pre-treat it with that first. If it comes to a contact wash, these are going to be my two decontamination products here: the Angel Wax Fast Foam. Or cleanliness. Cleanliness is a citrus. I would use this first if traffic film's really bad. If it's just something that has a little bit of traffic film, I'll go with fast foam. And for the contact wash is going to be CarPro Reset. Straight up clean power, still number one on my list. Okay, so let's break these down individually, and we'll start with Revive by DPC. That's from the luxury microfiber site. 16 ounces for $18. It is a rinseless wash concentrate, and it has plenty of lubrication, plenty of cleaning power, and does an absolutely fantastic job. Another one I find myself reaching for is the American Detailer Garage Wipeout. This is 32 ounces for $24.95. Another one with plenty of lubrication, great scent, plenty of cleaning power, a pleasure to work with. And guys, I'm going to try to remember to put a link down for all of these, just in case you want to look into them a little bit further. Okay, that takes care of the rinseless wash products. Let's go to a contact wash. When it comes to pre-wash, something to take care of traffic film, I'm going to go with Angel Wax Cleanliness first. That is a very powerful citrus-based pre-wash. 32 ounces for $27.99. It could be used from a foam lance or add an ounce or two in your contact wash bucket. When it comes to another pre-treat or a product for your foam gun, that's going to be Angel Wax Fast Foam for me, 1,000 milliliters for $17.99. Another powerful pre-treat for your car to break down traffic film, remove dirt and grit, loose grit, so you can rinse it away, and some other harmful deposits that can attach themselves to the body of your car. Okay, that brings us to the next group, and that's going to be clay or the auto scrub system. If I get a car that's lightly soiled, it's relatively clean, I'm going to use Glide and the auto scrub system, either by hand or on a dual action polisher. If there's something that's heavily soiled, has a lot of bonded contaminants, maybe even some road paint or overspray, I'll use the 4Clay and Luster from Lithium. I have dedicated videos for, again, all of these products. You can go visit if you need more in-depth details on them. But that's going to be the decontamination kit. For clay lube, it's going to be Luster Lube, $21.99, 16 ounces, a ton of lubrication, works well and teams up with the clay 4Clay. Okay, when it comes to the auto scrub system, the auto scrub pad itself a little pricey at $49.99, admittedly. It does last for quite some time if you take care of it. You do have to rinse it in between every panel. Storage, be careful that you don't have this up against something so it bonds to it permanently. You can buy the attachment here to use it by hand for $4.99. The 500 milliliter bottle of the Glide, which is the lubricant, is $12.99. Okay, and as I have mentioned before, I do things in a little bit of a different way or a different order than most. I'm going to next follow up with Angel Wax Strip Ease, and you're going to see that introduced in a couple different areas of detailing. For me, I'm going to remove any old wax or sealant, or up here in the car washes in my local area, they have this thing called a hot wax. That is just layering that crap down on top of your ferrous metals and bonded contaminants, and I want to get that away first before I introduce an iron remover. That's also why I did the claying beforehand. I want to get any bonded contaminants. I want to get the old waxes and sealants out of the way so the iron remover can do its job and get right onto those ferrous metals. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, just go ahead and do so in the comments section. Angel Wax Stripped Ease, 500 milliliters for $17.99. It's designed to easily remove unwanted sealants, waxes, traffic film, any buildup on the substrate you want to remove before protection. It's great before correction on your paintwork so that stuff doesn't get globbed up into your pads and clog your new pads. This stuff has been very effective and works very well for me. Okay, next, decontamination for ferrous metals. And for that, I reach for the Geon Q2M Iron Remover. The Geon Q2 Iron Remover, I have a dedicated video on this. Actually, it's been featured in quite a few, explaining how the ferrous metal removers work. This one here just drastically changes the shape and the composition of the ferrous metal so you can easily remove it. 500 milliliters for $19.99. Okay, that brings us into the next group. I like to hop inside the car from there on and work myself from the inside out. I like to get that done before I start a correction or start to protect the car. I don't want to drag any kind of dirt, debris, grit, or dust out from the car, have it going down the rocker panels, touching the doors and the door jambs and all that. So when it comes to that group, it's going to be Angel Wax Absolution for the upholstery, Sonax for the leather, the MAI Chemical Company, that is the stain rescue for any spilled soft drinks or some mild stains. The Multi-X for any plastic or vinyl surface in the interior. That's going to be diluted, of course. That's where I sort of lean more towards the Multi-X and go away from Power Clean. Keep that more towards the exterior of the cars. It is a bit more powerful, but both are, again, safe for plastic trim. I can't stress that enough with the newer cars, and they're just junk trim that they have that stains and oxidizes so easily. And then if I get into some upholstery that is just heavily soiled cloth seats or floor mats, or cigarette smoke on the upholstery and the headliner, that's when I go for the Matrix products, and I do have dedicated videos on them as well. All right, well, let's first talk about the Matrix products. Now, this comes from a website called donjon.com. It is a cleaning supply company, industrial cleaning supply. A lot of fire, water damage companies order from this site, and I came across this for my smoke removal for interiors and just really trashed interiors. There's a whole line. There's much more than this, and I do also have dedicated videos. You're going to have to go pretty far back, but these are very successful and effective for me right here. MAI Chemical Supply. This is Stain Rescue. This is a very effective cleaner that can be cut 4-to-1 for, lightly soiled surfaces, 1-to-1 for more aggressive stains. Works well with warm water. You can get a gallon of this stuff for 16 bucks. I will be introducing this with another group, a line of products from MAR, very affordable, and all can be diluted sort of in the same class and range that Nanoskin would be. They're crazy dilution ratios and just great overall prices, very effective. And pretty decent for you guys just starting out that want to stay economical and keep your overhead down. Then we come to Angel Wax Absolution. That is the perfect way for removing, hard to get stains, stubborn stains. I usually use this for high-end clients. 16 ounces for $16.99. You can dilute a little bit of this, goes a long way. Has a terrific smell, a nice clean smell for newer cars. The Sonax leather foam, you've seen me use this quite a few times. This is for lightly soiled leather seats, high-end leather seats. Very effective, $14.99. Okay, now we get to the correction stage. We're finished with the interior of the car. We can button everything up, hop outside. This is when I start to smile. This is the favorite part of the detail for me. When it comes to cutting, it's going to be the ACA 500 Extra Cut Compound by 3D. The medium cut, I'm going to grab Cut and Finish by Sonax. For a fine polish, it's going to be Sonax Perfect Finish. For the jeweling stage or cleaning up before protection, it's going to be Angel Wax Perfect Polish. You guys have seen me use this plenty of times. For one steps, it's going to be Meguiar's Solo or 3D1, and if it's going to need, if I need an all-in-one with protection as well, I'll go with Angel Wax Enigma All-in-One. Starting with the cutting compound, for me it's going to be 3D ACA 500. That is an alpha ceramic abrasive, a little bit pricey at $59 for 32 ounces. It's worth every penny for me. I just love the way it corrects for me on very hard, stubborn clear coat. And yeah, for me, I'm going to reach for that if I need to do some serious cutting. All right, for the medium cut, I'm going to go reach for Sonax Cut and Finish. This can also be used as a one-step as well, but this has the perfect medium grade abrasives for me. Works well all the way around, no dusting, long working time. And I have a dedicated video if you want to visit that one as well. 250 milliliters for $19.99. Sonax Perfect Finish is going to be the perfect way to finish up a correction, to finally polish, to finally machine polish your way to clarity, removing all the marks from correction, heavy cutting, wet sanding. That's the way to go. 250 milliliters for $24.99. Also have plenty of videos on that. 3D1, 32 ounces for $23.99, depending where you look for it. This is a great one-step. It has plenty of lubrication, long working time, no dusting. You just need to adjust the pad, just like the next one step I'm going to show you here. Adjust the pad to the circumstance that you come upon on the clear coat, the hardness of the clear coat, and you'll be perfectly fine. Okay, the next one step we come to is Meguiar Solo. I just did a video on this one. You can go visit that to get some more details. Another all-in-one that I like to reach for is the Angel Wax All-in-One SiO2 infused, no fillers, has decent correction capabilities, no dusting, long work time, and gives you a great looking finish. 16 ounces, $35.99.